Alright, hello everybody, this is Zacharias. We are back again with more of Avadon the Black Fortress. We are back in Castle Vebo now. So it's time for us to continue. So, like I said, I'm really not worried about the Blue Orc quest because I don't feel like going all the way back to the cave just to look for that. The Dragon's Tooth one is very hard, so I'm also not worried about that, getting that one, and I don't know where Hand Gavin it is. Aiding Calantha, I'm not going to do that for the Wayfarer, and Drake Skins doesn't clear out anyway. Neither does History Scroll, so we will just go ahead and do this. But here we are, we're back in Castle Vebo, and we're going to talk right now to Duke Griffin. Once again, you approach Duke Griffin in his Great Hall. His energy and optimism have faded, and he has been suffering a number of sleepless nights. And yet, when he sees you, the mischievous glint returns to his eyes. I welcome you back, Xander. I am sorry for my reduced state. The closer victory gets, the more I worry. I will bring Kalimdariel to a better place, and yet I can't sleep. I have called you here for an errand. Perhaps beneath you, but your presence will increase chances of my success, so I have asked for it. You have called me back here. What is happening? Duke Griffin says, as you might have been told back in Avadon, my efforts to enter arguments with Hoklanda are having some success. Envoys from our rival nation will soon be arriving here at Castle Vebo. Before negotiation can begin, your friend Monitor Shigaz has been exploring our castle. Security reasons. He is worried about assassins reaching the Hoklandan envoys. He asked for your help. What will you be negotiating? Probably nothing of any significance. The importance is that our representatives will be talking. This has not happened in years. The Hoklandans have their own strong ideas of honor, and Kellam soldiers sacrificing their lives carry some weight with them. When will the envoys be here? They could arrive at any hour. When they are here, I will greet them here in this hall. What does Shigaz need? Word has spread through Kalimdariel that envoys from Hoklanda are coming here. That might draw assassins, sent by nobles who have their own reasons to force our struggle to continue. For that reason, Monitor Shigaz is searching our fort for assassins. A bit paranoid, perhaps, but I do want to keep him calm. Do you believe that there will be any assassins? I think that it is possible, but unlikely. I am powerful. The other nobles know that it would be foolish to embarrass me. Where's Shigaz? There are new excavations underneath our fortress. We are digging out a new series of halls. Shigaz suspects that infiltrators might find their way in through the new tunnels. He is down there now. The stairs down to those tunnels are just south of this hall. I will make sure that you can gain access. And if I do find assassins, you have the power of Avadon. Do whatever you need to do to help the stability of the pack. Just remember, if someone were to slay a Hoklanda envoy in a Kalimdariel fort, it would be very unfortunate. I will go downstairs and see him. I am grateful. Much can be achieved now. All we need is to keep the Hoklandans calm. If they are angered, years of peace inside the pact are at risk. Do you need anything else before you go? That is all I need. Then I bid you good hunting, Xander of Avadon. His scribe leaps forward, ready to move along to the next item in his schedule. Duke Griffin of Castle Vebo called you to his castle to aid him in his quest to bring peace to the pack. You are to help Monitor Shigaz to secure the castle, so that assassins cannot reach the Hoklandan envoys. Monitor Shigaz is currently in an excavation under the castle. The stairway down to where you can meet him is by the barracks, just south of the Great Hall. Ooh. We should go ahead and put on that Scarable quick before we start doing this. I forgot about that. In the last part. But let's return to Avadon just real quick and then we'll proceed with our mission. Earth Shatter. Let's just go ahead and put that. Actually, no. Since let's swap this out. Put this one on Shima, and we'll put this Scarab on Xander. We'll still take Shima and Nathalie. He says just south of the Great Hall, right? This chamber is full of tools, carts, lamps, and other digging gear. A trapdoor leads down into the depths. This must be where you can access a new excavation under Castle Vebo. Monarch Shagaz is waiting for you below. There are no workers here and no guards. It is oddly silent. Perhaps Shagaz sent everyone away before he went downstairs. You are near the start of a very long and eventful encounter. If there is anything you have been wanting to do, like change scarabs or hunt down absent team members, you might wish to do it before you go downstairs. No, I've pretty much done everything up to this point. So, I mean, yeah, I do have the quest I can clear out, but I don't feel like going back to the cave and just do it. So, let's go ahead and do it. So this is going to be a very long, eventful encounter. So yeah, from what I remember, I think we're getting closer here to our to story completion. You enter a large natural cavern. It must have been under Castle Vebo all along, until the workers dug a shaft that opened up into it. There are several armed figures at the far end of the cave. They wear heavy cloaks and hoods that obscure their faces. They are watching the western passage and arguing. You hear one of them say, "I'm not going to fight him." Then one of the warriors turns and notices you. "The hand," he shouts, "get him!" And they charge, weapons drawn. Shagaz is not among them. Okay, what the heck is going on here? Like I said, I have played this game before, but I don't remember everything, so this is going to be new to me. Or not necessarily new to me, but I am going to get refreshed on what's going on. That is so annoying that some of them are immune to corruption. Make sure that guy's killed. Oh, screw your Terrify. Scroll speed burst. Okay, I do have plenty of oh crap, Janelle has my other potions. We should go back and get those real quick. Yeah. Hopefully I can go back. The trapdoor won't open. It feels like it has been barred from the other side. You find that you're unable to get it open. Crap! Because yeah, Janelle has the potions I need. Okay, yeah, let's just go reload a game here. Unless we can reload the autosave. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, did we already exchange the scarab? Yes, we have. Let's make sure that... Okay, so yeah, make sure you take care of the stuff before you go on this. Yeah, make sure you take care of the stuff you need to before you do all this. Don't be like me. Okay, I still need to talk to Duke Griffin again, though. But I'll just power through the dialogue here. Or I'll just skip through the dialogue since I already read it. So yeah, lesson learned. You won't be able to go back as soon as you go in there. So if you do want to complete a quest, if you do want to do this, if you want to exchange, if you want to bring back certain team members, you better do that. Okay. Okay, well, at least we got potions back from Janelle. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Let's just do Firestorm since they're assassins, immune to acid. Oh, screw your heal. Get out of here with that. Come on, kill him. Kill him. I get so excited sometimes with this stuff, like, I'm gonna kill him already. Alright, whatever potions and scrolls we can get in this sequence, we better go ahead and just pick them up, even if they're the basic ones. We do have all the stuff we had back, but yeah, we might as well just go ahead and pick up a bunch of this stuff. Gathering loot doesn't really matter at this point since we're at the end, it feels like. I'm just gonna ignore the looting stuff and just go. There are 4 people in this room, all Hoklanen from the look of their garb. 3 of them are dead, freshly murdered, probably by the thugs to the east. The 4th man sits against a pillar of stone, blade lying against his lap. He is grievously wounded, stabbed several times in the stomach and chest. As he pulls himself, agonizing slowly, to his feet, you can see that it is Monitor Shagaz. He does not greet you the way you expected. When he recognizes you in the dim light, he spits out, "You! You will pay for this treachery." He starts to stagger towards you. "What happened here, Shagaz? I am not your foe." Shagaz lets out a loud "Ha!" Then he winces in agony. "You come to finish the job yourself, and you try to trick me. That must be it. I drove off your assassins. Now you come." "Those assassins? I have already fought them." Shagaz shakes his head, clearly delirious. "No. Tricks. All dead. I will stop you." You try to respond, but Shagaz won't listen. With his last reserves of strength, he raises his blade over his head and charges at you. He will have to be subdued if there is any hope of saving his life. Alright, I don't want to waste abilities on him, though. Shagaz falls to the ground. His wounds were mortal, but he still had some strength left. All of that is gone. His blade falls to the floor with a clatter. He looks up at you. I don't understand it. He rasps through blood-spattered lips. The peace betrayed me. Why? He weakly pushes your hand away. No. Pain ends. Is good. Just want to know. Why? I really don't know what you were talking about. You, Xander, is it true? I fought by you. Why'd you come down here? Duke Griffin told me that you wanted my help down here. The Duke? But he told me to bring my warriors down. Said something was heard. He sent me. Said nothing about... Don't understand. The Duke sent you down here? So strange. He's so close, and he sends me? Assassins? Attacks? And then he closes his eyes. At the end, clarity evades him. He is gone and leaving you alone in the cavern. This is all very strange. Perhaps you can find a clue in the tunnel to the west that will make things clearer. Oh boy. I do not like the sound of this at all right now. Okay, like I said, there really isn't any point in looting anymore, so we'll just move on story-wise, unless we can find a better weapon for people. But I feel like we got the best weapons in the game right now. Well, Shagaz is dead. This is rather unfortunate. You emerge into a clearing. The stone spire Castle Vebo rests upon looms behind you. You can clearly see over 50 feet above you the ramparts Monarch Shagaz used to look out over the Baraza Woods. There are 4 people there. 3 of them wear the garb of Hochlandans. The 4th is easily recognizable by the gold circlet he wears. It is Duke Griffin. You realize that your bloodied weapons and scratched armor are clearly visible from where you stand. The Hochlandans must be the envoys, come to discuss diplomatic matters. However, when the Duke points at you and shouts an alarm, you realize that something is going very wrong. Moments later, the Hochlandans are pointing at you and shouting. You hear horns. One of the Hochlandans has to be physically restrained from attacking the Duke. And as the 4 of them step back from the rampart, you can hear the castle enter a state of alarm. There is a path winding through the woods, going to the north and to the west. From the north, you hear shouting and howling. Already, the defenders of Castle Vebo are sending hunting parties in the woods. It is as if they were already prepared to do so. The western path leads away from the castle. It seems very tempting. Something has gone horribly wrong. Monitor Shagaz and his warriors have been murdered, and Duke Griffin is sending packs of wolves and basilisks to hunt you down. A speedy escape from the castle might be wise. I feel like we don't have any other choice here. At last, after miles of running through the thickets of the Baraza Woods, hounded at every moment by the wolves and basilisks of Castle Vebo, you are granted a few moments of peace. You collapse, panting, on the west shore of a wide, slow-flowing stream. An hour of trudging through its cold water seems to have thrown your pursuers off the scent. You have some time to digest what has happened to you. Monarch Shagaz murdered. You accused of the crime. Pack soldiers hunting you. Not good. Shima looks down the dark path to the west. We must be alert. Duke Griffin clearly has his lapses in judgment, but his warriors are skilled and tireless. Nathalie wraps her damaged arm in a long strip of cloth. The cold water has not been kind of it. She snarls, I grow tired of running. Any who try to haul me back to Avadon in chains will make a fatal error. Your brief rest comes to an unhappy end. Somehow, someone has picked up your trail. To the north, you hear howls, followed by hisses, followed by horns. The banging and tumult approaches from that direction. Your pursuers are numerous, close, and getting closer, and the woods to the south are too dense for speedy travel. Only the pathway to the west leads away from them. Something terrible has happened. You have been betrayed and driven from Castle Vebo. You need to find a way to return to Avadon and report to Redbeard what has happened. Oh no. Yeah, I don't think we really even have time to explore it. Let's just continue moving. You are as alert as you can be given your exhausting journey here. Thus, the Kellum scout hiding off the path to the north is well concealed. You can see her eyes peering at you through the brush. She steps into view, and you are surprised to see that, though she is armed, she is not a pack soldier. She nods and raises her blade to you. I am Tace. She says, if you are tired of being hunted, I might help you. You walk up to Tace. She is a young woman, tanned and wearing rough leather clothes. She's obviously lived in these woods for many years, if not her whole life. She watches you with great interest. She says, in a voice barely above a whisper, you are looking rather rough, if you don't mind me saying. Wet, dirty, in need of a hot fire. If you don't mind me asking, who are you and where are you from? I am Xander, a hand of Avadon, and I demand your help. When you say this, you hear something to the northwest, footsteps moving softly over dry leaves. Tace simply nods. We knew that something was amiss, now that the Duke's soldiers have flooded the woods. The help you demand might be given if asked for politely. I can give you directions to the man who might give it. Tell me about you and your people. You speak with authority, but I have orders not to give you information. Not until we know more about you. I will give directions, that is all. Why are you alone out here? Because these woods are now crawling with the Duke's soldiers, and he who commands me wishes to know why. I am not the only scout in the shadows, but I am the one lucky enough to have spotted the Duke's prey. Where can I go to find shelter? Tace leans close and whispers, I am glad that you asked. There is a trapdoor in the grove behind me. Descend and go northwest. It is probably safe. Probably? This tunnel is well hidden, but the Duke's troops are thorough. None of his hunters lurked within when I passed through, but that was yesterday. And then ascend through the ladder at the far end of the tunnel and walk out east of the road. Cross the bridge to the north, but move with care. Soldiers of the pact are out in force. How can I evade them? Watch from a distance and cross the bridge when they are away. When I saw the bridge had no sentries, and when I am across the bridge, step off the road to the west as quickly as you can and head north. You will come to our humble settlement soon enough. And then, that is up to my master. Go now and quickly. I must return to my hiding place to watch and to learn. She slips back into the undergrowth to the north. You enter this crude tunnel. The low ceiling forces you to bow your head as you walk. You suspect that it is an abandoned tunnel recently occupied and restored by smugglers. Except for the dripping of water and the squeaking of rats, it is quiet. Duke Griffin's soldiers have not yet discovered it. As you walk down the dark passage, you note that Natalie is muttering angrily to herself. The long, cold journey here has aggravated the problems with her arm. She holds it tight against her chest. Then you hear her say, Curse Avadon. They must be behind this. Is there nothing they won't do to keep me down? Natalie, are you alright? She stops muttering with a start. I am sorry, Xander. I will regain control. I know that I can trust you when everyone else has abandoned me. She walks on in silence. Oh, we still got bats to kill. Okay, that one's not immune to fire. I'm surprised there's no other staffs that Nathalie can get. Maybe like a lightning staff? Or an ice staff? Or an acid staff? I think that would be good for like balance and stuff like that. Although maybe that would be OP, I don't know it exactly. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill these with regular weapons. I'd rather not exhaust abilities right now. Ooh, that is very good. I'm glad I switched to that then. You suddenly realize just how determined Duke Griffin is to track you down. His hounds are both willing and capable of tracking you under the earth. The west wall of this whole tunnel starts to shake. You hear powerful claws working their way through the dirt. Then the walls both in front of and behind you fall, allowing your hunters to pour into the tunnel. Okay, I wanted to not use abilities if I could avoid it, but I feel like I have to here. Alright, bring it on, hunters. Come on, really? Alright, let's do this. Let's just put it on him. Actually, yeah, like I said, I'm not really worried about looting right now. Unless we get like a super powerful thing, then I'm not worried about it looting at all. From this side of the thicket to the east, you can see a concealed pathway through the trees. You reach the edge of the woods and see a wide pathway. This is one of the few roads through the Barraza Woods. It is wild and untended, though in better shape than the rugged paths you have seen to the north. However, a moment after you step out, you jump back. The road, normally free of travel except for a few brave caravans, is heavily patrolled with guards. Kellum soldiers wearing plate and bearing greatswords. Horns hang from their belts, ready to call for reinforcements in moments. To the east, across the road, you see a large pack encampment. To the northeast, you see a bridge. Sentries have not been posted at it. They must all be on the road to the south. If you are careful, you might be able to slip across unseen. As you walk through the woods, Shima says, Xander, tell me, do you think that Avadon is sending anyone to rescue us? Or that they will believe that we are criminals? Perhaps they will simply forget about us. I think we have already been forgotten. Truly, that is the best possible case. We have learned recently just how little Avadon cares about those it protects. After all, they let the Honored Forge destroy my family for a minor political advantage. And you were of no help when I sought revenge. Truly, we all stand alone. He follows you, lost in thought. One of the pack soldiers guarding the road sees you. He has a blade in one hand and a horn in the other. When he realizes that he matches the description of one of the fugitives he is hunting, he starts to raise the horn to his lips. Oh, screw that. Come on, really? No. We're leaving. Forget that. There is a large encampment in this clearing. Not farmers, not lumberjacks. This is the camp of brigands and ne'er-do-wells if you've ever seen one. Several thugs stand guard on the other side of the palisade. And yet, when they see you, they do nothing. They don't even grab their weapons. They just watch you approach. They seem to be expecting you. Screw you. Screw you. Get out of here. I'll teach you to find me. Get out of here. Get out of here, you stupid punk. You want to fight me? Then again, I could have been a little bit more tactical about that, but whatever. It is what it is. I mean, we could have taken the time to just fight everybody, but I am just trying to take the easy way here. No enemy is not visible. Get me out of here. You're surprised to find in the middle of this lair of brigands a rather tidy shop. Piles of goods orderly stacked, a long counter clean and polished, and an attentive proprietor who even combed his hair. The shopkeeper, a swarthy elderly Darramite, nods to you from behind the counter. Welcome, traveler. I am Delbrin, and this is my shop. All who wish to trade peacefully are welcome. This is a surprisingly tidy shop. I thank you. My shop is run in the standard Darramite manner. In other words, it is clean, efficient, and profitable. We people of the eastern coast take great pride in such things. Even though you are mainly surrounded by criminals, especially then, that way I can serve as a good example to them. You don't worry about thieves and marauders? Oh no, the presence of this trading post is of great value to said marauders. If any of them cause me trouble, Manaka makes sure they get killed to serve as an example to others. Manaka, our leader, in the past and in the future. She is in the next hall over. Why are you so useful? Well, everyone needs a nice shop nearby, do they not? To buy supplies to deal with the harsh life of the Barraza Woods, and of course to turn any excess supplies you might find on hand into practical coinage. Where do your goods come? Delbrin, the Darramite shopkeeper, sits serenely behind the counter. Is there anything else you need, bold warrior? Where do your goods come from? Ah, the origin of things. A great and timeless mystery, is it not? I know nothing of what happens outside my doors. Where is the sword from? Was it honestly obtained or taken by force? Yes, we live in a world of mysteries. Contemplating them for too long could drive one mad, so I avoid it. But how do you know whether the things people bring you are stolen or not? Ah, but who is to say whether something is stolen or not? What does it mean for an item to be stolen, or to be owned? Those are complicated philosophical questions, and I am unworthy to even consider them. So now that the issue is completely settled, what else do you need? I would like to trade. Of course, would you like to see what I have for sale, or do you wish something, or do you have something you wish to sell? I want to buy. Delbrin has a fence of some repute, buying and selling stolen goods with a sharp eye, a smile, and a host of augments for the morality of his actions. Alright, let's go ahead and buy the lockpicks. You know what? Let's go ahead and buy all this stuff pretty much because I think we're going to need it. You can never be too careful at this rate. Cure and Brew, we don't really need it, but I guess we can buy it. I don't need anything. And I wish you safe travels and the best of luck dealing with your considerable legal problems. Okay, I'm not gonna stick around and loot stuff, though. There is a Hoklanda woman sitting on this wooden throne. A gold circlet rests on her head. She looks like a brigand, but one who hasn't actually done any briganding in a while. Her warriors lounge around, eating and drinking. All of them seem to have put on some pounds during their inactivity. Their armor fits very tightly, and their weapons are poorly maintained. The Bandit Queen doesn't seem scared of you. She waves you closer. Yes, you are Xander. I am Manaka. Han Gavin told me you would be coming. As long as you behave, you are welcome in our camp. You are brigands? We are proud hunters of Hoglanda and Kalimdariel, come together to live a free life, and, of late, a life of ease. Hoglanda and Kalimdariel together, you don't fight? Oh, there is an argument from time to time, though I punish anyone who causes real trouble. However, we brigands only want the war to be between Hoglanda and Kalimdariel to continue forever. As long as it does, the Baraza would stay wild and free. She raises a stein. To war. You do all seem comfortable. It is all thanks to Han Gavin. As long as we don't attack caravans or cause trouble, he keeps us all fat and healthy and safe. So you don't fight anymore? Of course not. We fight for survival, not fun. We don't want scars, we don't want to lose limbs, and we don't want to work for a living. How does Han Gavin help you? He knows where things are in the woods. Caches, hidden treasures, safe houses. We live now by looting them. Gavin has no love of Avadon, and he's happy to steal their supplies. Manaka, Queen of Brigands, lounges in her throne. It is old and battered, and the gilt has mostly worn off. It was probably headed for Castle Vebo when it was stolen, many years ago. Manaka says, "What else do you need, Han?" Tell me about Han Gavin. Well, he would want to be called Gavin, simple Gavin, but he is still a Hand of Avadon, and we don't forget about it. He is in charge here. I handed command to him. What is a Hand of Avadon doing in a camp like this? He is disgraced and on the run. Something to do with politics in the castle. Doesn't matter to me. All I care about is that he is useful. Why'd you hand command to him? Because he gives us food and wealth, and we barely have to work for it. He has influence, and he knows things about the castle. What he knows helps us to keep safe and away from the guards. He is so useful that I was happy to put aside command for a while. And if he becomes less useful? Manaka gets a vicious gleam in her eye. Then we will have another discussion. I was driven out of Castle Vebo. I guessed. You came here and you dragged hordes of Vebo soldiers after you. We are trapped in this camp now, unable to leave. I'm sure you can guess what that means to you. Yes. Her smile vanishes. You can see blood in her eyes. You have to move on. It is only Gavin's word that kept me from selling you to the soldiers. You only walk free because Gavin wanted to talk to you. I will talk to Gavin. He is in the Northwest Hall. Go see him. Move quickly or I may lose my patience. I will not have you put us at risk. She waves you away. Okay, so Northwest Hall. Like I said, we're going to get all the elixirs we can. What am I doing still taking the guard? I mean, it's not going to matter now. Just have to get the stuff we need. I don't think getting more arcane scrolls is necessary either, to be honest. Since we can't even give them to Lyra. The smoky hall is full of warriors, hardy, armed people of the woods, all with thick leather jerkins and old but functional weapons. They watch you silently as you pass. And then there is their leader, sitting at this table. There is no mistaking him. He is an aging man, but muscular and confident. He wears plate mail, and a beautiful steel broadsword hangs from his belt. The chest of his armor bearer is faded but recognizable, the symbol of Avadon. "Welcome, Xander," he says. "I am Gavin. Once I was called Hand Gavin. That was before I was forced to flee into these woods." "How did you know my name?" Gavin takes a deep swig from his mug. "This patch of forest is small and humble, but there is little that happens in it that I don't learn of, especially when someone comes here dragging a horde of Duke Griffin's hunters and trackers behind." "You are a hand?" "Yeah, was a hand. This is before I was accused falsely of a crime and driven into the wild. Now my only business is survival." "What are you doing out here?" "I will tell you in time, but first I have a question for you. What are you doing here, and why are so many armed soldiers hunting for you?" "Someone in Castle Vebo has betrayed me." Hand Gavin listens with great interest. "A familiar story, one I have been living here for some time. I was betrayed by Duke Griffin. It sounds like you suffered the same fate. It is good that you told me. If you would see Avadon again, you may want my help." "How did you come to be here?" "Much as you did, I think. Redbeard sent me to Castle Vebo. I was going to hunt some brigands in the Brazil woods. I did not expect to join them. However, while I was in the castle, I intercepted some messages. They were between Duke Griffin and the Tawan Empire. That Duke, so clever, so seemingly servile, was negotiating in secret with the Farlands." "How did you get those messages?" "I spoke with Iacacia, a true servant of Avadon who lives in Castle Vebo. Well, I'm actually worried about her now. I forgot about her. Hope she's alright. She had her suspicions. Once she told me of them. Waiting outside the castle and intercepting the messages was simple. Now that the Duke's plan seems to be in place, I fear for her safety." "Indeed, likewise. What was Duke Griffin trying to do?" "I am not sure. The messages were vague. He was negotiating with the Tawan Empire, the most dangerous of our enemies. I had hoped that he would learn more from him in Avadon's dungeons." "What did he offer to the Tawan Empire?" "I don't know exactly. He seemed to be hinting at an alliance between them and Kalimdariel. And yet, this seems like madness. Such a thing would require Kalimdariel to leave the pact. Does the Duke's treason reach that far? I don't know, and it doesn't matter to me anymore. Duke Griffin seemed to be trying to help the pact. With his famed attempts to make peace with Hoklanda, yes, even out here we heard of these overtures. Perhaps dealing with the Tawan Empire was the second plan in case the efforts to make peace with Hoklanda failed. Which, of course, they would. What did you do with your information?" "I should have tried to return to Avadon immediately. Instead, I lingered, trying to intercept more messages and make a better case. This gave Duke Griffin time to, in turn, fabricate evidence that it was I who was spying for the Tawan. When his warriors came to my quarters in the dead of night, it took all of my skill and a fair amount of luck to slip by them and escape. I ran out of the west gate with his trackers only minutes behind me." "What did you do after you fled?" "I ran into the Brazil woods. Duke Griffin sent soldiers after me, but I evaded them with ease. Complaints from Hoklanda forced him to pull his warriors out of the woods, and I was left free to build a new life for myself. During my wanderings, I came here. Once I saw what I had to work with, I took command of this crude band of warriors." "So you command brigands, rob caravans?" "I do command here, but we do not rob. I know the locations of every cache, safe house, and other bit of easily taken wealth in the Brazil woods. These warriors find it far easier and safer to take advantage of my knowledge. Why haven't you returned to Avadon?" "Because Avadon has abandoned me. They have sent nobody for me. They have not tried to prove my innocence. For all I know, they even aid in the hunt for me. No more will I suffer under Redbeard's whims. I give them as much loyalty as they gave me. None. Does the Duke still hunt you?" "Of course, but quietly. Assassins and trackers sometimes roam the woods. He hasn't tried hard, though. No doubt, whatever his plans are, he doesn't have much energy to spare to find me. You, however, are clearly different. He obviously fears you greatly. And what will you do now?" Now I let the Pact in Avadon and the Farlands carry out their business. I gave them a lifetime of loyal service and they drove me into the wilds. I will stay here. The question is, what happens to you?" "Do what you want, but I must return to Avadon." Gavin nods. On that, we are agreed. You are a true servant of Avadon. I can see that. What is more, you can't stay here, not with all the hunters on your trail. I need supplies and protection. We are a small group and we can't protect you. We only want you to be gone. You can trade for supplies, though. Speak with Delbrin. He is in the hall to the south. I need to rest. And Gavin nods. As long as you don't stay too long, I would not deny Hand a chance to rest his or her head. Some of his warriors clear off a few beds and make them as clean as possible, which isn't very clean. You nap for a few hours and wake up refreshed. Okay, so that restored our vitality that we had. I need to return to Avadon. Then you face the same quandary I did. Your route home is the pylon. The pylon is in the middle of Castle Vebo, past all the gates and the soldiers. Impossible to reach it, yes, unless, of course, you can take advantage of the knowledge of Avadon. I know a secret way into Castle Vebo. I will tell it to you if you, in return, slay one of the hunters tracking you. You require a bribe before you help a fellow hand? Gavin and his warriors laugh unkindly. I'm a hand of Avadon, yes. When has a hand ever helped anyone, no matter how deserving, without payment? Why do you wish this hunter dead? She is a tracker and trainer. The beasts the soldiers use to hunt us are trained by her. As long as Duke Griffin has her skills, we are not safe. You are not either. One day the other warriors in our woods will leave, only she is a threat to me. And if I don't want to kill her? He thinks on this. Actually, if you confront her with the knowledge of the Duke's treason and she is truly a loyal servant of the pack, she might abandon him. That will serve my purposes just as well. Where can I find her? You must go back the way you came. Cross back over the river to the south. Be wary, there is a camp of pack soldiers just on the other side to the east. I suggest you evade them. Where do I go from there? There is a path to the south of the pack camp. It is marked with a broken paw on its side. Walk down that path to the east. Our enemy is somewhere in that direction. I will send scouts ahead of you to try to lure away some of the sentries on the road. With luck, you will have an easier time slipping past them. Hand Gavin told you that his warriors have long been hunted by beasts trained by a particular huntress from Castle Vebo. She has recently emerged from the castle to help hunt for you. Gavin will only help you if you can rid him of her. Her encampment is to the south across the river. She is somewhere to the east of the bridge you cross to reach Gavin's camp. Oh man, I knew it wasn't going to be that simple. Okay, so across the river to the east. Okay, avoid them. You descended into the dark cellar. The building above was, you suspect, an abandoned farmhouse. When the hunt for you began, Kellum soldiers moved in and did a remarkable job of quickly turning it into a base of operations. For example, this tunnel was, in the span of hours, cleaned out and turned into pens for the beasts hunting you to rest and be fed. You can hear them in the shadows, snarling and growling on bones. And then above their grunts, you hear the crack of a whip. The sharp sound of it echoes down the long tunnel to you. It's not just beasts down here. Their trainer is here too. God, we have to fight them, really? We couldn't just walk up and talk to her? Okay, well, you clearly can't avoid everything, so... just do the best you can if you want to go the path I'm trying to go and avoiding as much combat as possible. Damn it. Kill all these freaking hellhounds already. Oh, I forgot I had Ice Storm. Duh, I can just use that. I know he was immune, but I just felt like doing that out of habit. Throughout this whole playthrough, I've been doing it. Man, I can't believe we have to do all this just to get his help. Okay. Hopefully we have time to talk to her, and then... Come on, really? Get this over with already. Ugh. I just wanted to talk to the lady. Get this over with. But yeah, the job is never done, clearly. Okay, well at least they're easy to kill. No, I wanted to go to find the lady. Forget these hellhounds. Okay, I'm just gonna have to resume this in the next part regardless, clearly. Because this is just... Ugh. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the combat and all this other stuff, but it's just like, I'm expecting the next objective to pop up sooner than it actually is meant to be. Come on. Why did I do that? You know what? I don't know why I've been doing that this whole freaking playthrough. I am so used to just attacking with her staff. Okay, I was hoping to talk to the lady in this part. I might still be able to do that, actually. Again, I'm not going to worry about looting. Let's slip past those. Okay. You round the corner and see a familiar face. It is Tender Melisande, master trainer of the Vebo kennels. Unsurprisingly, she is far less friendly now than she was before. 2 hellhounds and 2 basilisks stand at her side. They are huge, fierce beasts, the pride of her kennel. Their presence makes her far more confident than she should be. And then something else edges out from behind her. It is a young drake, barely hatched. It is small, but its fangs are sharp and its fire is hot. Melisande says, "Ah, Xander, Duke Griffin himself told me to hunt you down. You have led to the deaths of many of my prize beasts. I mourned them, and before the stay is out, you will have paid for the loss of each one. I see you have a drake. Yes, hatched from the very egg you brought me. One day I hope it will grow large and strong. First, it will test itself by finding the hand who stole it from its mother. Duke Griffin sent you after me? He called me to his private chambers and gave me the order personally. He was most determined that you will be killed. You should not obey the Duke. He is a traitor." Tender Melisande snorts. "When you say he is a traitor, you mean that he does not obey Avadon. That is true. He told me I was hunting hands, and he told me why. And why are you hunting me?" "Because Avadon is too weak and corrupt to protect the pack. Because the pack's time has passed. Duke Griffin has a new path for Kalimdariel. He looks out for our people, and so do I. And what is that path? Duke Griffin is either mad or a traitor, or both. If doing what is best for the people of Kalimdariel is treason, then he is a traitor, as am I. Be ready and take heart. You are not the only servant of Avadon who is about to die. Melisande, leave this place. This is your last warning." Melisande shakes her head. "I fear that my death is near, but I will never abandon Kalimdariel. Avadon will be rubble soon. Duke Griffin has promised it to us all." She gives a word and her beats attack. Come on, I could not convince her. Okay, let's try to get this fight done quick then. I'm hoping I can get it quick because, yeah, I really need a save now. No, I need a save. Come on. I can't save during combat either, so. I don't even know where that is. Oh, I need a save. Come on. Okay. You know what? I'll just go ahead and do one more part. I'll save whenever I can.